Maurice finally spoke out and shared a video of himself from his hospital bed the other day, and he was responding to some recent allegations made from another YouTuber. So let's go ahead and get into it. So credit to the Maurice Mandy subreddit. These clips of Maurice were posted on there. So let's go ahead and react to them.
What's going on, man? Y'all need to go ahead and just stop believing all that bullshit. Whatever y'all believing out there is not true. If it ain't coming from me or her right here, the one that's on the side of me, it ain't real, bro. It ain't real. But I appreciate y'all prayers, all that. I'm good, man. I'm strong, man. You feel me? I appreciate all that.
And this is the thing. I immediately noticed even though he's in a hospital, I think this is the healthiest I think I've seen him in a hot minute. And I can understand everything he's saying. He seems clear-minded, even though he's probably on medication due to his injuries. This trapeze bar that we see up there, it's typically made for people who are paralyzed or people who don't have much lower body strength.
Feel me? Like all that. Like, just keep me prayed up. But stop the negativity, though. Stop believing them people, man. Them people is not my people. They're not here for me. They're not going through these trials and tribulations right now with me. So therefore, I just want to say to my good people, man, I love y'all. Keep me in y'all prayers. Me and my family. Thank y'all.
Then he made another story. I think what he's claiming is, oh, don't believe everything you hear. There were claims out there that allegedly Maurice's family or somebody who knew Maurice was speaking to another YouTuber and claiming that Mandy was pretty much controlling his visits and not letting female family members come see him. And he clears that up in this next video.
As far as my family, y'all know I love y'all to death. But it's just right now I'm in a time to where I can't just have a lot of visitors. I already caught pneumonia and an infection, y'all. Like, that shit is serious. So if you need to know and must know, I am the one that is putting restrictions on my visitations. Period.
Here he is confirming that there are restrictions on his visitations, but he claims it's because he's sick and he doesn't want to get any sicker. And I'm sure he doesn't want his family to see him like this, because I'm sure he's still trying to accept that this is how he is, at least for now.
I have the last say so. So when I tell my mama or my wife, mama, restrict this shit, I mean it, restrict it. Another thing is, don't listen to that Tracy Trendy, Wendy Williams lady. I'm not even going to disrespect her, lady. Because my female relatives, day one, they was here. Okay? Y'all know what's up. Y'all. So stop listening to the garbage, man. Please. All positive. I need positive vibes, y'all. Please, y'all. Positive. Please, y'all.
He is still currently in the hospital. He's supposed to be getting out any time now. A lot of people are assuming that maybe Mandy was not going to be allowed in the hospital since she legally wasn't his wife. I didn't really think that was going to be the case because I'm not married to my man. And when my man was in the ICU before, I was able to come see him. There's no issues with visitation. I could just go in there and I told them who I was and they let me right in. And I don't know if different hospitals are different, but a lot of people are assuming, oh, since Mandy's not the wife, she's not going to be able to be in there. But she's able to be in there. And according to Maurice, she's able to restrict his visits when he asked her. I was wondering why he sounded different, too, when he was talking. I think a lot of it's because he's got some rest and he sounds more clear-minded. But it makes sense now with him saying that he's had pneumonia. At first, I was thinking maybe he sounded different because if you're in a coma, they try to incubate you. And, you got that down your throat. That can make it hard for people to talk for a while. Some people have had permanent damage to their voices after being incubated. Now we need to talk about Heather. Last time we talked about Heather, it was a few days before June 8th. And everyone was assuming she's going to get kicked out on June 8th because the shelter she was in had announced that they were going to switch over to be student housing. And some people were noticing that some of the student housing said they're opening up to students on June 9th. Other parts of the hotel said it was opening up to student housing in August. Some people were assuming that Heather was going to be able to stay in that shelter for another month if they weren't going to be taking some people until August. But then next thing you know, the next day she ended up getting kicked out. But we did not find out until a few days later on July 11th. It sounds like the government grant that the hotel had received to turn its business into shelter ended up drying up, and so they turned it into student housing, and they were charging $18.50 a month for 9-month leases. And on July 11th, Heather posted this on her Facebook and Instagram. It's a little photo shoot that she has with her empty stroller and her car seat. At this point, I'm convinced that she did not get that travel system for her son. I feel like she just got it as a prop so she can cosplay as a mom. And she posted this picture with the description, "For many, the photo above would represent a fantastic journey, and vacations for me, they represent something very different. A small piece of peace and beauty in a very ugly situation. On July 9, 2024, after waiting for shelter assistance my whole pregnancy and receiving it 3 days after the birth of my youngest son, Weston, the shelter we were staying at in Tremont closed their doors. We later found out that they did not close their doors. They simply changed residents, allowed a new set of people who needed housing to live there, and put us into the street with no other options, and we're back to the drawing board." Of course, because you had enough time to get on your feet. It's time to give other people a chance. It's like, damn, don't you want other people to get the opportunity that you got too? And she says, "I can't give up my children. Keep me motivated. I'm so grateful to be a mother." And after she posted this, multiple accounts on Instagram that cover Heather, including Loco, Coco, McCufferton, YSL, they posted that Heather ended up posting that stroller and car seat travel system for sale for $175. At this time, it looks like it's still available. Like I said, I feel like this was just all purchased as a prop or just a way to get her sponsors to continue sending her money and get some people to shut up, because she was like 8.5 months pregnant, and she still hadn't bought anything for the baby, and people, were freaking out like, oh, is she gonna be able to take the baby home with her? It looks like she's pretty convinced that even she's not gonna be able to take the baby home because she's not doing anything to nest or prepare for the baby or give the baby like a comfortable spot to sleep and eat clothes. And then next thing you know, a couple weeks later, right before she gave birth, she hurried up and bought like a 32-piece little clothing set from Amazon, and then this stroller and travel system, and that's pretty much all she bought. And she still hasn't gave the baby any of it. I guess she did give the clothing set to the baby, but she wouldn't give the stroller or car seat. And that day that she announced that she was living back on the streets with Xavier, she was talking about, "Please pray for me. I hope I get housing." And she was showing herself pumping, and I guess she can't use the normal pump she usually uses because you have to plug it into a wall. So she is using like a battery operated pump, and then she walks up to like this tree and just pours out all her breast milk, and she says, "Yep, I have to waste it because I have no fridge or nowhere to store it." Xavier probably got pissed off when he saw her doing that, wishing that he could drink it. And then she posted this dinner that she had with Xavier, saying shawarma, I don't even know how to say that, for dinner, Gracias to her sponsors. P.S. Please help with our housing. And she showed off her and Xavier working out and hanging out at the beach earlier, and she said that they have been sleeping on the cement. Some people have been assuming that they were sleeping at a shelter at night, but it was one of those shelters that just offer overnight shelter, and then you have to find somewhere to stay during the morning and day. But she claims she's been sleeping on the cement. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of proof of her at night. I just seen a lot of her posting videos during the day. I don't know if they still have the tent or not. I don't know if the last shelter made them throw it out when they moved in. But I feel like they might not, because I'm starting to feel like they would have busted the tent out by now if they had one. I was actually shocked to see how calm she's been lately, because usually when she goes through things like this, it seems like she spirals out of control and just starts snapping off at everybody. And this time she's been pretty calm and trying to make the best of the situation. And it seems like she's really adapted to being homeless again pretty quick. Like, you know how when someone is in prison a lot and they start acting like they're in prison all the time and people call them institutionalized? I think that's how Heather is when it comes to the street. This is the normal for her, and I feel like we're going to start seeing a lot more spottings of Heather and Xavier in the wild now that they're back to living on the streets. But that is it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.